I'm going to be spending the next 10 days setting up my biggest ever Blue Dream shrimp tank. So this is the plan, guys. I'm going to pan across just as we do this. As I said, we're going to go bare bottom because we are going to go for maximum breeding of our Blue Dreams. The plants that you've seen here are just in here for decorative purposes. While the tank was empty, I thought I'd give them some extra light. I do have plants for this, but they're in buckets over here. I think we have some Java Fern and some Anubias in there. And yeah, we're going to go with bare bottom. And guys, you will notice that there's caves here. We're actually going to add a pair of bristlenose plecos to the tank as well, and sisters. So we're going to add them. This cave here, we're going to do a little bit of something different. I've noticed on a channel called The Dave, he did a little how-to guide on how to breed bristlenose plecos, and I thought it was absolutely excellent, guys. So yeah, thank you, Dave, for that information. We're going to do the same here. Let me just show you what I mean. It is basically a reptile cave, right? And this was Dave's idea here. You add the cave to the tank, right? Imagine if this is on the inside. You add it to the tank like this, and what this allows us to do is actually see our breeding pair of plecos actually produce their young. We can see the male, etc. in there looking after all our stuff. So yeah, thank you, Dave, for the awesome idea. I'm going to steal it. But I think, guys, it's important that if you do stuff like this, if you see a good idea on another channel, please give the person credit for it as well, right? So again, thank you, Dave, for your information. Guys, we're also going to be doing a dummy cave, right? Because I don't want to just have one single cave. I want somewhere where the female, if we put another female in here, I want them to have somewhere to go as well. So yeah, this is what I thought we would do. This is a Nescafe jar, and it just happens to be rectangular shape. You could probably just make that out there, right? And the idea, guys, is behind this is we are going to silica up all the outside on all sides. 3 sides, we're going to silicon it up basically. And we are going to add either a layer of sand or a layer of pebbles to the outside, right? And I'm going to leave one part of it on the buttocks here clean so that we can actually rotate the jar like this in the tank and have a look at the contents inside. I've not seen anyone do this on YouTube, so I thought that would be a good idea as well, right? And guys, I'm aware that this is glass on glass, so we will add a couple of spots of silicone just in each corner to rubberize it so it doesn't really make noises and move and whatever else here. But I thought, yeah, that would be a good idea because this hole is plenty big, this jar is plenty big for bristlenose to breed in. And yeah, let's talk about the filtration while we're here. This is the Fugly filter. This is something I've DIY'd a while ago, and I thought, yeah, this would be the perfect tank for it. Basically what it is, guys, it is a 20... I want to say 25, but I don't think it is. I think it's a little bit bigger, 27 millimeter pipe on the top here. And we have one of those XY 380 sponges on here. I didn't have the base, and I thought, why don't we just create our own? So this is just a terracotta plant pot base that we've siliconed on. And I left it for 2 days, right, guys? So this is the other thing as well. I'm saying we're going to do this build in a certain amount of days. Realistically, we're setting up the tank with water for 7 days, and we're doing 2 days at least siliconing. I want to make sure that the silicon is fully cured before we add water to the tank. Yeah, I'm just saying roughly 10 days because you never know what it's like. It might be longer, it might be shorter. Right, let's get something else done. Let's get some work done. We're also going to be doing our 7-day cycle that we've been doing in our other tanks. And yeah, some of you have been saying to me, like, does it actually work? And I can't believe you can cycle a tank in 7 days. Well, let's have a little look at my tanks. Let's have a little look, right? So this one was set up here, the big one was set up, what, 3 weeks ago, something like that. All my blue bolts are alive. I've not seen a single dead shrimp. They were mega active yesterday when I put some food in here for the first time. Look how healthy they look. So yeah, it does work. Let's have a little look at another tank. You see them coming forward here. All of them are alive. Let's have a little look at another tank. I did in 7 days as well. You guys have not seen this one, but baby shrimp, 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 baby shrimp. Yeah, so you can see what I'm saying here, guys, is it definitely works. Now, the only difference that we have between those tanks and this tank is this one we're going to be using salt and mineral GHKH+, right? So this one's going to have a carbonate hardness reading in it, which will roughly be about 2. This is what's going to fix our pH. and give us more of a neutral pH to probably something like a 7.5 pH. Okay, I'm going to be using some black silicon here. Hopefully this hasn't went hard in the end. And yeah, let's see how we get on with this. Because this stuff is pretty nice. Right? I would just want to make sure I get a little thin bead all the way around, because we don't want the ancestral fry to go down through the gaps. Now this has a little hole in it, guys, this little cave. Right, and I noticed that the Dave's cave on his channel as well, it also had the same hole, so I'm pretty sure that this is the exact same cave. And I'm wondering, guys, if anyone can tell me if it is absolutely necessary to have a hole in it, because I do notice some other bristlenose pleco caves also have that hole, if there's a reason for it or not, right? So if anyone in the comments, if you know, can you please leave a little comment and say, Mark, this is why or what there is a hole in it for or not, or if you don't know, just say hello. But yeah, let's see, try not to get any of the black silicone onto your clothes or anything else. I actually got the black stuff by accident. I didn't notice that the tube was actually black. So let's get this on here. I'm just going to sit it on its side but not against the glass, like so. Rotate it. I want to try and get this on here, guys, in one go, because I don't want the silicone to go all over the place, right? So I think that's good enough. Just a little bit back. I think the positioning is good. We're going in for the kill. Press against the glass. I am actually hoping, guys, that the actual suction or the pressure of us pushing it against the glass might be enough. It might be. It looks like it might be. Do excuse that horrific glare. Right, and let's see, is it going to fall? No, it's actually stuck. Look at that. Yeah, it's a little bit movie, a little bit movie, a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Let's put our little pot against it just to give it some kind of push against the glass. Right, and I also filled up this bottle, 1.5 litre bottle of cola with water in it, just to put in here in the container as well, right, and just push it against, right. So we're going to leave that for 48 hours, and then we're going to come back and yeah, the tank should be good to go to fill up. Now, I also forgot that we have to do our little jar here. Right, this was a basic Nescafe jar. I think this was the one with the 20% extra, that's why it's so low. I love my Nescafe. Yeah, it has some little patterns and stuff on it, but what I'm interested in, guys, is I want the base to be flat, right? So this side is completely flat, the other sides are not, right? So it's going to sit in this orientation like this. Like this. You get it? And then we're going to add our silicone all over it on 3 sides, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to add some sand, right? I think I have some black sand, just happens to be here. Guys, it doesn't matter if this is perfect. What I want it to be is basically just a little blackout cave for them. And yeah, we'll see if it works. Let's get started. I have a glove on here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and cover as much of this glass jar with silicone on 3 sides as possible. Then we can add our sand to the top, right? So let's start on this side. Yeah, I'm not sure how well this is going to come out because I've never done it like this before, but I think we need to like kind of at least smear it on a little bit and then just fill in the gaps. It's going to look awful, isn't it? I can just tell. It's not exactly sticking like the other silicone. You see what I mean? Yeah, but let's try and get some of it done. What I'll do is I'll spread this out with my fingers as well. Yeah, but we'll see how it goes. I just want to see, guys, if we can spread this out or not, or if it's going to be a total mess. Let's just see, because all I need, right, is to just cover the glass, all of the glass, a little bit. Yeah, that's not so. Yeah, it's not so bad. If I push it like this, it's not so bad. It's very, very sticky though. Very, very sticky. Yeah, that's not so bad actually. We can work with this. So if you don't mind the smell, because silicone has a horrible vinegary smell, and you're okay with the mess, then this might be an option for you, I think. So let me do the other 3 sides, and then we'll try and put on some sand and we'll see what the effect looks like, okay? Right guys, I found a good way to actually spread out like you see here, right? You put it on thin and then you do like anti-clockwise or clockwise motion on the silicone and you're actually able to spread out really nicely actually. Okay guys, what I thought was actually sand is actually some soil. It looks like ADA powder V2 possibly. As long as it sticks to the glass I don't care, because yeah, if we get a good year out of it, it will be fine. You know, I was actually going to just grab it like this and put it on, but I think what might be a better idea is if I put it in. Let's see, will this even stick first? Let's have a little look. Oh, look at that. That works awesomely, yes. So glad. Let's put it in like this. Can you hear me dropping it all over the place? Oh, it's actually, guys, it's sticking so well. What a master. Master, oh my god, look how good it's sticking. It's actually like a proper cave. Just ignore the fact that I'm spilling it all over the place. Let's put some on the bottom. I'm actually trying to do this without spilling it so much, so I think you need to pat it on a little bit. Let's get you over here. You can see like the little bits in it. I wonder if we could roll it in this, if I manage to not stick it and stuff. Right, so the bottom is done, but let's push it on. Woo! It's so good, guys. I didn't think it was going to be this good. Let's turn it. I'm trying to not touch the silicone as much as possible. Push it in. Yes. I love it when you have an idea, guys, and then you actually go away and do it. Look at that. Let's do the third side. Push it in. So yeah, realistically we're only going to get about a good year and a half of this. And it probably will stay on here beyond that as well, but if you have something else like sand or whatever else, yeah, maybe you can give that a try, but that isn't too shabby, guys. Look at that. Let's have a little peek inside and just see how dark it actually is. Wow, that's a proper dark cave. So this is definitely good enough. And guys, as I said, the plan is to be able to turn it when it's in the tank. If you imagine that this is on the inside, we have the plecos that are actually already bred. We can turn it to have a look at the young on the inside, right? The only other thing I need to do here, guys, is I need to add a couple of little spots of silicone on the base here so it doesn't actually rub against the glass. That's not what I want, right? So let's just do that now. Then we're going to wait for a couple of days for this to harden up. Yes, and I am wearing buffies, guys. It is cold here in Norway. It's cold. Let's see, is this be enough? 4 little spots. It's not pretty, but it doesn't need to be. Doesn't need to be, and there you have it. There is our lovely little cave done. It just needs to be dried. But we have the water there. Let me just quickly show you the way that we've done it. We've got 2 lines going into one of these 4-piece connectors, and then the top one is open, 2 are closed, and then the very bottom one is open. So we have a line coming all the way to the tank like this. And what I've simply done here, guys, because I want it to flow straight in rather than going through a ball valve, because it will be faster this way, is we've actually just looped the line like this and then put a clamp over the top so that it can go in and out like this. You can see it, but it can't come off. That loop can't go through that little gap here. Let me see, can you see? It can't possibly go through unless someone comes in here and yanks it. But you can see the flow that's going to go in here. It's going to take a little while to fill up. It's probably going to be a good few hours. But I think what we can do right now is we could probably add our prime. At least we probably should get these plants out of this tank as well, because these are not aquarium plants. These are peace lilies. Get you out there, my good fellow. Get this one out as well. Now, one of the things I did think about, guys, the other day was this little cave that we have here is sealed at the top, right? And I'm thinking, will air be able to get out of there or not once this fills up, or will we have to put a pipe in through the opening here and suck out there? That might be something that we have to do. See, come stability. in hand. We're going to go for 15mm, which is on this little thing here, guys. You may be able to see at the bottom, little indicator is 10, second notch up is 20, so we're just going to go for in between. Right then, every day after this for 7 days, we're going to add 7mm after this. We're 7.5mm, 8mm after this, every single day after for 7 days, right? And that will help us with our cycle. Then we can add our shrimp and our fish. What we're going to do, guys, as well, is I think we're going to wait until this is at least half full and the filtration is on before we start adding the plants. So I think I might actually do that tomorrow. Let's get this in here. Let's pour it straight in. And I like to give my stuff a little rinse. Get all that goodness out of here. Yeah, this will be cool once it's filled up. Looks a little bit bland right now, but guys, trust me, once it's got fish in there and we've got bazillions and bazillions of shrimp, it'll look gorgeous. You wait and see. Good morning, guys. Today we have to add the rest of our water to this tank. We have to add our cecum stability. We also then have to fix our plants in here. And I think, guys, what we'll do is for our little container here, I think we'll actually tie some Java moss around it, right? So let's get that done. So let's start by adding our second dose of cecum stability. Just going to put it where the water flow is. The water isn't actually high enough to start the filtration yet, but as soon as it goes above that sponge, guys, we should be able to get the bubbles coming out the top, right? But just for circulation's sake, I thought I would run it like this right now, right? So let's get this into here. You can probably tell as well that the water is a tiny bit cloudy. That's to be expected when you're just running bubbles with no proper filtration. Okay, we're going to add our water just the same way as we did yesterday. We've got this little valve here. It's salt and mineral GH, KH plus, 8 grams per each container to give me a conductivity of, I think it's around about 250, 300, something like that. I can't exactly remember. Anyway, guys, I like the way we did it yesterday where we just kind of knotted it over our little bit here, so I think that's what we'll do here again. You can see it automatically starts because there was water already in the pipe. Just to make sure this is going to be secure, right, all we need to do is basically tie a little knot here in this pipe. You'll see what I mean. Tie it tight, but not too tight that it stops the flow, you see? How easy was that? And yeah, we'll get our plants in right now. Let's have a little look at what plants we're going to use. I think there's a big bit of wooden plant in each one of these, so we'll have to fish them out. I wanted the piece in here that has big bit wood because we're going to be adding our bristlenose pleco to it. As you can see here, there's a nice lovely big bit of wood. Let's give this a little shake. And let's just give it a little bit of an inspection before we add it to the tank, see if we need to actually do anything to it, see if there's any like dead bits or whatever else. Yeah, that is a lovely big bit on there. Can't actually see anything wrong with this. Looks pretty nice. All the leaves are full, apart from this one here. Let's just snip this off with our little fingers, if you could even see. My bad. Yeah, that'll do lovely. Looks okay. There's a little bit of acadam on it. A little bit Java moss I can see there. But this can go straight in, I think. Let's plop you down over here. And will that stand there? Because normally with wooden stuff it is stuck in gravel, so yeah, it wants to tip backwards a tiny bit, but I think it will be okay. Tiny little bit of cave in the back there. Or does it look better this way? We will see, guys. Once the tank is full, we'll get a better idea of how this is going to look. So let's look at our second plant. I don't know where it is. I feel a big bit of wood in here again though. What is this? Lava rock. We don't want lava rock in it. There's a big bit of wood, but there's no plant on it that I can see. Just check this bit as well. Yeah, this looks like it's had moss on it at one point. Wood is wood. Na 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 na. I better not sing or I'll get a copyright strike. Let's grab that. This will probably grow the stuff that's on here, so let's put this in here as well. Again, it's just another piece of wood for the bristlenose to eat. I'm going to put it over in this corner because it's not going to be our main feature. I was pretty sure there was another bit of plant here. Let me see. A little coconut husk here with a little bit of nubius on top. We all know that our lovely bristlenose love to munch on anything that is woody. But I think I might have kept that plant in there just a little bit too long because I can see it's starting to go yellow. Nip off that leaf. Shall we add this, yes or no? Would you add this in the comment section? I can feel the wood's really, really thin. So it's bending, you see it? Yeah, let's add this. It'll be another item for our little fish and shrimp to go into. We'll put this near the back, okay? Because guys, as you all know, this is going to be it's going to be a bottomless bare buttocks tank, so it's going to look like this at the end, so don't be disappointed. Let's see if there's anything else. Another bit of wood, bit of cinnamon bark. That can go in there too, plop you in. Right, and I do have another container with plants, and I think it might have the bigger plant in it. This one here. Oh, my back is exploding today. Oh yes, this is really good for it. Good idea, Mark. Alright, let's see what is in here. This is just a mess of stuff. This could maybe go in. This is a bit of apple wood with a little bit of, is this windlove that you call it, Java fern? Windlove, something like that. I can see it's got some duckweed on it, but yeah, this can go in there too. I think, guys, I have a really, really big piece of wood and Java fern to go in here as well, so that's why I'm kind of trying to spread the plants out just a little bit, because yeah, there's going to be a bare bottom, but there's going to be a decent amount of plants in it. Let's see what is in here. A bit of windlove again. I thought I had a really, really big bit of windlove here. I do. Oh, here we go. And this bit is on wood as well. You see it, big, lovely, lovely piece of wood. So this came out of the original tank, all this stuff. And I wanted to try and keep as much of the plants as possible. But I can already tell, guys, we're going to have duckweed, salvinia, all that kind of stuff in this just from the plants as well, because yeah, I'd literally have to shower all this stuff to get it off. Look at that, isn't that nice? Nice big bit. Nice big bit, and it's got a lovely big piece of wood underneath as well. So let's see. The tank is going to be full of stuff, isn't it? It's going to be full, but it's going to be a little heaven for our things in here. It's going to be really full, isn't it? I can tell already it's going to be super choked full of stuff. Yep, I never said I was an aquascaper. I was going to put some Java fern or Java moss onto this container, but I think because we already have so many plants, guys, I'm not going to bother. I wanted to try and keep this more of a simpler setup to try and make it a little bit easier for us to feed the animals, because yeah, we're going to be doing bigger water changes in this tank as well, 30% a week. Yeah, we need to do this type of water change because, as I said, this is going to be primarily, even though we've added these caves and stuff to this tank, is primarily going to be a Blue Dream breeding farm, right? So it's probably, I'll put something to that effect in the title, and the extra stuff will be the Ancestors breeding colony that we will hopefully get going in here as well, right? So you have all that coming up, guys. It has been approximately 9 or 10 days. I can't exactly remember what day I started, so I'm going to say it's 9 or 10 days. It doesn't matter either way, which way it is. I added the last dose of Secum Prime to this. Guys, it's been 9 or 10 days because we actually started this late, remember? Normally when you dose Secum Stability, you wait about 7 days and then you can start adding animals and stuff, but we had some siliconing to do, and that brings me on to this little topic here. Right, I have a pair of bristlenose pleco in 2 different tanks that are going to go into this tank, but we want to see the breeding, don't we, guys? We want to see the breeding, and I really want to see them breed in this little cave over here that we've set up against the glass, right? So I'm thinking, should we really give them a choice of another cave in here to go into and breed? Because I'd much rather see them in there. It'd be more cinematic for you guys to see as well, and more practical as well for us to just observe them, and yeah, you get what I'm saying. So we might take that out today. What else did I add? Yeah, I added a little clump of Busa philandra to the back of the tank over here. It's been a while. The only other thing I think I can remember that I did is I changed the lights over. You might see a little difference in the lights. I changed from the Aqua L Slim LED one to these really low wattage. Guys, let me know in the comment section below. Can you tell that I've changed these lights? What does it look like to you? Because these are only 10 watts each. The slim LED one was 30 watts. The tank that I did up here that you can just see behind my head, each light is 30 watts each. Right, so if this isn't too dim, then why won't I go with something like this and more or less more of my tanks? Because yeah, nowadays guys, it's all about saving money and trying to get that electricity bill as low as possible. The only other thing guys I think I have to do today is I need to add a little bit leaf litter. I noticed I didn't put any leaf litter in here the last time, so I have some leaf litter. There's some banana leaves. And I think we can start to put the animals in. So I think today we're going to add the Blue Dreams and the bristlenose pleco, which are going to be fun. I've been watching my little boy down here, my bristlenose pleco male. And normally he sits in his cave right with his tail just on the outside. Right now, guys, I've seen other people do it. You just put your hand in slow and lift up the cave. If you do it really, really slow, right, the pleco stays in the cave. You can take out the water and add it to the other tank well. Today he's not playing ball, he's all over the place in there, and yeah, I noticed the female in this other tank down here as well. She's never going into her cave, so it's going to be fun, but let's get that done. First things first, right, let's grab some of these pea flakes. Right, not too many. And we're going to add them to the tanks. In specific spots, right, I'm going to try and get some pea flakes in this corner down here. I'm going to overfeed it a tad. I'm going to remove that cave there as well. You see all the big shrimp and whatever else. Because the girl is actually over here behind the filter. You could probably just see her. Let's get some food over here, and with a little bit of luck, if we feed this tank, then this male bristlenose, wherever he is, he was just on the sponge filter. Wherever he is, he'll come and have some food, and then he'll go and sit in his cave. And if he does, there might be a slight chance that we can grab him before he decides to hide everywhere, right? Next, we also have to add some food to this tank here, because our blue dreams, or whatever you want to call them, the blue shrimp, are all over the place, right? So let's get some pea flakes in here. I do have a little bristlenose in here as well. And just because I have one left in my hand here, and I do have a bristlenose pleco in here, a small UV, let's put some food in for him as well. Yeah, I'm just going to hold the camera like this today, so you guys can see everything that I see. This is going to be the setup here. We remove this. You're going to get a little bit light glare, so mind your eyeballs. And we're going to grab some water out of this tank now. Unfortunately, I can see there's a rather lot of duckweed in here, so there's going to be duckweed introduced to our new tank way over there, but is what it is. Let's try and not catch any. God damn it. Right, I'm looking over here. I'm not sure if this is the remnants of some food from yesterday or what, but there's a big bunch of shrimp right there. I'm thinking, why don't I put the net over them like this? Just grab the entire lot, and we have 10 shrimp all at once. Yes! Let's see. Oh, they're nice. Those are nice. Yeah, it's a bit pea flake from yesterday. Or from today. Yeah, there's quite a lot of berry girls in there too. So we caught all the shrimp in one scoop. Not quite. Let me see, how many do we have here? I can't tell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, about 14 shrimp. So we're pretty close already. 14 shrimp in the first scoop. Welcome to Mark Shrimp Tanks. Right, so there's a couple of really nice berry girls here as well. Let's see. I might just do the same thing here. I'll try and not catch. There's a yellowish one. Let's see if we can just scoop these guys. In you go. Scoop in. So much for the selective breeding. No, the clear ones went in there. So much for the selective breeding. But yeah, we'll be fine with what we're doing, guys. I do this for the fun of it anyway. Oh, that girl is gorgeous. Look how many eggs she has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so we have our 20 shrimp already in 2 scoops. But we do have a shrimp in there that is yellowy greenish. So we'll have to remember and remove that shrimp before we put it in. Somehow. I'll probably have to do that off camera in a second. But yeah, but we have all our shrimp already. Let's get these into the tank. Oh, look at that. Superb. The only one that didn't come out of the net is the little greenish one. You see it? If I'm smart here, I should actually take this over to the cull tub and put this in so I don't have to catch it twice. That's what I'm going to do. Right, guys, I'll be back in 1 second. And you go there, little fella. You're free! Right, let's grab these shrimp here, if I can do it with one hand. Oh, there you go. We'll have a wee look at these guys before we put them in as well, just to see if there's any really bad ones or what. I think most of them are good. There's probably some brown ones in there as well. Yeah, I can see at least one brown one. But they will be fine. Let's get them into the tank, guys. And yeah, I'm not acclimating these because my room is heated, guys, on its own, right? So all my tanks are the same temperature. Look at them going around in a circle like a school. Isn't that bizarre? Can you even see past the numbers? Maybe there, you can see them going around and round in circles. I'm not sure how, but there's shrimp in there already and we haven't even tipped anything out. Say what now? So this will be interesting as well, guys, to see, because I quite often see in my Facebook group where people say that their shrimp are dragging their tails, right? You can see it here. And I think what it is a lot of people that do this have a bare bottom like this, so it'll be interesting to see if these shrimp drag their tails as well. Basically, they're looking like they're ploughing a field. This one doesn't seem to be doing it too bad. Yeah, let's get these guys in before I go off on a major tangent. We're going to go under this light so you can see. First one out, swimming to the back. Second one out, swimming to the cave. Got all these shrimp. You can see I have a mixed bunch here, but I can see from them just leaving that there's quite a lot of buried ones and they're in extremely good condition. So we're calling it the blue shrimp tank, but in reality it's probably going to be more of a mixed tank, and that is all the shrimp in. We have... My male came out and he started feeding right now. I walked past and he went into his cave. You can see him here. So I'm wondering, with some extreme luck, if we can maybe put our hand in here and grab that cave, lift it up really slowly, and maybe get him out of the tank without using a net, because guys, I really don't have the proper stuff. This is the wrong type of net for Ancestris. It is too coarse. You need a fine net. I do have a fine net, but it's absolutely gigantic. It won't fit in this tank, so yeah, it's something I'll have to order. There's a couple of more fine nets, but yeah, it's interesting to see that since I've added my Ancestris to these tanks, that the green jades are actually starting to take off. You see all the green jades at the side here, and there's a lot of like tiny babies everywhere. So yeah, I'm actually going to either have to get more Ancestris or we're going to have to start breeding them. So let's get this guy out of here. Let's try this. Fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed that I can actually put my hand in here. Just slightly grab this cave. I hope if I cover it... Oh, he can't get out of there now, you see? Now the only issue I might have is if there's any shrimp in here, they will get mixed in with my other colony, which I don't want. So I have a bucket down here, look. I have a bucket down here, right? And we're just going to pour my little Ancestris buddy out into... If he will come out, actually. I don't know if they get caught or what. He's in there hanging on for dear life. Yeah, as I was saying, right, we don't want to transfer any green jades to the other tank. And guys, me just emptying it there, I can actually see teeter-tot baby green jades here. You see them? And there's a couple of seed shrimp as well, but that's definitely a baby shrimp. So, I wonder if we can get him to go back into his cave. Will he go back in, fella? You gonna go back in? Go on. Oh, and he did! Look at that! So that's how you grab... That's how you move your Ancestris around. Use the cave! Use the fork! Oh my god! Making such a mess of this. But, yeah. I think it's probably the easiest way ever to move Ancestris is if you can get them into their cave and... Yeah, you're basically coercing them, guys. Now, I don't want to put too many caves in here. I did debate about moving these ones out of here, and I'm not going to do it yet, guys, because I want the tank to have some kind of hiding spaces. But I don't want this male here breeding in this cave, right? So let's see if he will come out if we just tip him. He should. He should. Come on, little Ancestris. You're nearly free. Release into your new home. They'll understand that these are, look at him, isn't he gorgeous? You're going to go straight into your cave? Now you can tell this is a male because he has the big bristles on his nose. Is he going to go into his cave already? No. That would have been too good to be true. Let's return our little tiny teeter top green jade. Listen here, we're going to use this pipette. I'm going to go from the tail end, guys, and when I'm near the tail end, I'm just going to release the pipette, and it should be able to suck in like that. You see it? It should be able to suck in the baby green jade, and we're going to add it back into the tank. You're free! There it goes, little fella. You have to be quiet because she might hear us. She is right there in this corner. See, can we see her? If we're very, very slow, we might be able to see her. Yeah, she's sitting there and she's eating a pea flake. Can you see her dead center of the screen? Now, the problem is, I don't really have a net to catch this girl, and the only fine net that I have is this ginormous, huge net, right? So this is a very fine net. So what I think we're going to have to do is, I'm going to have to try and get the net into the corner at an angle and block her into the corner, right, and try and coerce her into the net. And I think, guys, we might try and do this. If I can't do it on camera, you will see the girl anyway before I put her into the tank. Okay, let's do this. I don't want to spook her because this girl is she gone already? Oh, she's in the cave. She's in the cave. Oh, she's in the cave. There you have it. Whoop, whoop. You know, I was making such a big deal about this, catching this girl, and she's actually, that's the first time I've ever seen her in the cave. Now, here's a little conundrum. I don't want to put her directly into the tank again because there could be guppies, little shrimp and stuff in here. We don't want to mix her stuff, so let's put her over here like this, and I'm going to grab a little jug. Oh, she came out actually. I'm going to grab a little jug like this, and we're just going to put a little bit of water in to this container without any shrimp or guppies in it. Yeah, she's come out, look. And you can tell this is a girl, guys, because she has no bristles. She's actually fat as well, so she must be ready for breeding. And what we're going to do here, guys, is I'm going to try the same tactic that I just did before, and that is I'm going to put this into one of the corners. Let's see if there was any shrimp and stuff in here first. I don't think there was nothing, so we could have put her straight in the tank, but we don't know this when we're doing it, do we, guys? Let's do what we did before with the male. Let's push this into the corner, and we'll see if we can coerce her to go around into the cave herself. Come on, in you go. Will she go? Maybe there's not quite enough water. In you go. In you go. It worked with the male so well. She wants to come out of the water a little bit. Maybe there's not quite enough water in. But I'll be getting myself a fine mesh net. But guys, it kind of just shows us she went in there. You see her? It kind of just shows that you can catch bristlenose plecos quite easily with caves, as long as you can get them to go in the cave in the first place. Because this is quite a valid method of actually catching them. Right, so I'm just going to let that drain out there because I didn't let it drain out the last time, and it went all over the floor. Let's see if I can tip this like that, and it won't make so much of a mess. Oh, I'm so glad, guys, that was a wee bit easier than I thought it was going to be. Look at that girl, and she's away. And she has no bristles. She's a little bit plump as well. She's a wee bit smaller than the male. She's at least, I was going to say about half the size of the male, maybe about a third smaller than the male. But that is fine. In this size of tank, she will grow very, very nicely. I'm so pleased, guys, that we finally did this. It's been a long time for me to make this tank. But yeah, if you want to see any future progress on this, guys, please do like and subscribe. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, because I have enjoyed it thoroughly. It was much easier to get those bristlenose and the blue dreams into the tank than I thought it was going to be, and yeah, I'm quite pleased. I'm quite pleased with how it looks. I'm quite pleased with how easy it was to get the bristlenose in. Oh guys, there was one question I wanted to ask you before I go, and that is bristlenose pleco temperature. The temperature in these tanks is about 22 degrees. I think that might be a little bit on the low side. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching, guys. Happy shrimp keeping.